So right off the bat, I hope this happens. Cosmic Circus reports that Marvel is actually doing everything in its power to team up Hugh Jackman and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man in Secret Wars. Like they already vocally spoke that we are pushing and try to make it happen, and it makes sense into the story they're writing and everything. Uh,
Yes.
so I think that'd be great. I think those are two OG characters from the very get go. Everybody
Yeah.
loves. Like even though Tobey Maguire's not on the top of my Spider-Man list, I still appreciate what he's done and the path he's helped pave.
Yeah.
But it'd be pretty cool to see them on screen together and have a duo team up.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, Kenpachi. What up?
Hey.
Live fandos.
Live windows. I love
Yeah,
that. Nice.
that's actually it's funny Kapachi says that. That's hilarious. Me and him have not spoke about this, I swear. But one thing I thought was like, man, it'd be kind of cool to call like our fans, have their own little name. Call them fandos, a little play on Mando. But
Ooh.
yeah. So Kimpachi picked that up real quick. I'm
Ooh, I
glad.
like
That makes me
that.
so happy.
Hell yeah.
Hey, you got Emperor Will in the chat too. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, SNN is in full attendance tonight.
Hey. But yeah, I don't know. Would y'all like to see that duo, or would y'all prefer to see a different team up in Secret Wars of OG, members, or what's your thoughts on that?
100%. I would love to, as Cameron said in the chat as well. Like he said, Tom Holland would be great to also have in here.
True.
Just as like the different types of Spider-Man throughout the different types of universes. Universes. We'll do universes today. But one that I really want to see is just Nicolas Cage playing that Ghost Rider again. Like
Yep.
it's still being hinted, it's still being rumored, and it's
it
just
is.
something that I want to see it.
Yeah, I do. I really, really do. So like Nicolas Cage had the god awfulest hairpiece in that movie. He had
Yeah.
so many Elvis points he did. But I'm gonna be honest with you. It's nostalgia though for me. It's sentimental. So like I would love to see a quick cameo scene. It don't have to be a full blown character in it, but give us a proper, maybe minute and a half scene in the movie or something like that. With him as Ghost Rider, I
Yeah.
would kill for that.
Yeah.
Man.
And hope that I feel like he could pull that off better than he pulled off that last movie we seen with him in.
Ooh, that
What-
movie.
What was that again, Deontay?
What was the name of that?
Long
A20.
legs.
It's A24.
Long legs, yeah.
Yeah,
Long
long
legs.
legs. Yeah.
I was like,
That-
damn,
that's
I
how-
already forgot the name.
That's how memorable the movie was.
I didn't even see
man.
the movie, and I remember the name of it.
What's funny is like that's a movie that me and Deontay has been like so pumped to see. We've been waiting months for this movie because like trailers look great and everything, and I don't know. It was it let us down.
Yeah.
Kipachi says we should get Grant Gustin as the Flash in it.
Grant Gustin, man.
and pop up in Secret Wars.
I mean, if we're gonna go that far, we might as well get Roanoke Zoro from One Piece. So he gets lost in other stuff anyway. So
Right. Will says, nah, he thinks maybe a different Ghost Rider's in order. No. So, like, I want to get us a different Ghost Rider and bring him permanently into the MCU, like a Midnight Suns type thing, blend him in. But
I just want a cameo.
yeah, just a Nick Cage cameo.
Yeah.
Not too long because we know, he'll get too much Nick Cage in it then.
oh man, it's hard to have escapism with a Nick Cage movie.
Yeah, for real. Oh man, yeah, I don't know. Secret Wars, man, it's going to be wild. Like
Yeah.
I'm so ready for them to start. I know they haven't done the one that's going to be before there, whatever that may
Doomsday.
be. Yeah, Doomsday. But man, Secret Wars, I hope it blows everybody out of the water. Like I hope it makes Endgame look like it was the first Iron Man movie.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
bring
Russo
it,
brothers are
Feige.
coming back for it. So, like,
Yeah.
I already know that it's going to be something awesome. It's coming out in 2027. Like,
Right.
so we
Yeah.
have a while.
And
to get
people's going to
this
expect
movie.
them to bring it more than Endgame since they're the ones that did Endgame. So I think they know what's on their shoulders. Like they know that the weight of that burden, what it needs to be.
True. Ooh,
Oh man.
We live.
girl. Oh,
So Cameron says, if you want a Ghost Rider, we should get Robbie Reeves back.
Rodriguez.
okay.
Oh yeah.
He
Sorry.
was in
good.
Agents of Shield, wasn't he? As
Yeah, he
Ghost Rider?
was.
Yeah.
That's where he made his debut.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't ever finish watching all of Agents of Shield. I need to jump back on that to be honest with you. I never came to the scene of his Ghost Rider, but I've seen clips and read articles about it.
Yeah, I skipped all those seasons just to get to his season.
Oh,
But screw that.
Who do we think should play Molecule Man?
I don't know who that is, to be honest. I'm just
So,
gonna be honest with that one.
Molecule Man played a pretty hot and heavy role in the Secret Wars comic lines. So who do you think, Deontay, would be a good person to play Molecule Man if they brought him in? Like, I don't know if they're going to bring him in. You know how they like to alter and change, some of the comic sources, so we don't know exactly 100% how their story's going to come out. So, but if they did Molecule Man, I don't know.
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy is fresh on your mind right now.
Yeah. Give him any role now. He's one of my favorite actors.
Oh man, I can't wait to talk about that later.
Yeah.
What you guys think about James McAvoy being Molecule Man?
Hey, James McAvoy, in my opinion, can pull off any role. So
oh yeah, 100%.
I don't think it would be a bad idea.
Oh.
And if they're not going to give him, a little cameo or a spot back as a younger Professor X, then hey, why not? Ken Pachi says Steve Buscemi would be a great Molecule Man.
Not the Buscemi.
No.
I can only see him in like what is that, Spy Kids 2,
Yeah.
where he has like the little like dinosaurs and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my god.
So my favorite, my most memorable role of Steve Buscemi coming up is actually Adam Sandler's. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank right now. It's where he goes back to school. I am drawing a blank right now. I cannot believe I'm doing this. One of my favorite. Actually, I'm not a big Adam Sandler fan, but it's actually one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies. Billy Madison. Steve Buscemi was a guy that Adam Sandler made fun of, like when he was younger. Well, so as he's going back to school, he actually starts calling back people he made fun of or gave a hard time in school and apologizing to them. Well, as he does, he calls up Steve Buscemi. Steve Buscemi's like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "I appreciate that. It's no problem." He hangs up. And then next thing you know, Steve Buscemi's putting on lipstick, has a rifle, and then marks off Adam Sandler's name on his hit list. And then when the dude at the end tries to kill Adam Sandler, Steve Buscemi shows up in the school gym and shoots the bad guy and saves Adam Sandler's life.
Is that he played Whitey in no, not that's Jim Carrey's movie. Me, Myself, and Irene. Fuck. I was like, who is that? That sounds just like Whitey.
Christopher Lloyd as Molecule Man. That'd be interesting. I do love me some Christopher Lloyd, but he is kind of reaching he's definitely reaching the top of his like age too.
Yeah, it's true.
To be hitting things. So y'all ready to go into the next topic?
Yeah, for real. So we get the Venom trailer. We get a new Venom trailer. Which I'm not gonna lie, it's looking decent. I don't want to get too hyped up or like, oh my god, I think this is gonna be good. But we also get to see Noel. Noel is being dropped in this. This is supposedly the third and final Venom film. Noel's a pretty OP villain for them to be dropping in this movie like this. There's so many theories out there that if he's gonna be one and done in this movie. Is Venom really strong enough to take on Noel? Because I don't think Venom alone is strong enough in the comics. So I'm not sure how they're going to do this storyline and not drop the ball like Sony typically does.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then now the crazy rumors going around that Norman Reedus will be Noel. You see so many people are saying that he is going to be Noel. There's absolutely nothing to substantiate that and say that's true. It's all rumor. I'm a huge Norman Reedus fan. Honestly, I'd rather see Norman Reedus come into the MCU as something instead of seeing him come in. So if he comes in as Sony as Noel, he'll probably never come into the MCU. Let's just be real, because of being so soon with the character. But I don't know. So what's y'all's take on them having Noel in? Also, we just got Thor: Love and Thunder, which was a flop. We got the Necro Sword that was in that, which, if I'm not mistaken, the Necro Sword belonged to Noel.
It sure does.
Yeah, from the comics. And so, to me, that's just kind of a huge mess up, because they're talking about maybe Noel coming into the MCU when they do a Sony, MCU Spider-Man deal. I don't know. I think it's messy. I don't think it was thought out real well. And then on top of that, we found out that the Knoll creators had no idea about this until the trailer dropped, and now they're like demanding, hey, get our cut. We created this guy.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a mess. What's y'all's thoughts on the whole like Knoll dropping all of that?
Deontay, you go first because you have more comic book knowledge than I do.
Oh man, the King in Black storyline is one of the most epic comic book storylines in all of Marvel history. And man, did the build up that it took a while for that to get built up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like Sony just like, nah, screw all of that build up and let's just bring Knoll right now. We got the symbiote, so what else do we need? But you need a lot of things, bro. You need first you need a solution to how to defeat Knoll, because Knoll is like Thanos on steroids, crack, methamphetamines, and all other kind of shit.
Not the methamphetamines. Oh my
God. Knoll is just like a lot of bodies are going to get dropped. So it's like the least you could do with this third part of this movie is just like keep the threat away from Earth. Like don't let him come to Earth yet. Maybe tease him breaking into the multiverse. But man, like you could have done so many things with Venom's the final movie, and they went with him. And as far as Norman Reedus goes, no,
yeah,
no.
So that's the interesting thing too with Norman Reedus is he's not even on their IMDb page or anything. Like he is nowhere to be found. Like that he's like actually like this is just really a fan theory. Nothing has been confirmed. But we also don't know who that guy that played the lizard from
Ethan Ethan
Hightower.
I think it's Reese Ethan or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or Ethan Reese.
Ethan Reese. Yeah, I got it backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. So it's actually we seen the trailer today again in theaters when me and Deontay was watching, and I leaned over. I was like, we all three talked about this the other day. He's like, Sony's not going to bring this man back in and it not be Doc Connors. So like, that's got to be Doc Connors on the run or something. It's got to be. And like, of all movies, it's kind of so it just makes you wonder. Like, are they going to finish this movie out with maybe a Sinister Six kind of coming together as like an end credit scene, and this is the last of the Venom run. But then this is kind of, bringing some of these villains together, and I don't know. I just think once again it's messy. I don't think it's thought out well. Just kind of like how they brought in Vulture from the MCU to end Morbius, which was messy and not thought out through. So there's honestly, we could probably guess a million things and still not be right, and Sony still let us down. But I'm hoping it turns out great. I can always hope.
Yeah, thank you, Fauci. That's his name. I was like, I cannot pronounce it, and I'm just like, I'm gonna just say this is the guy.
I like him as an actor. He's a great actor.
Yeah. But I mean, we do see that like in that trailer, there's somebody with that like long, like whitish blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know if that's him or like really like who that is.
No, that's Knoll, right? You're talking about the long white stringy hair?
Well, no, I'm saying you don't know who the actor is.
Oh, yeah. The face is completely covered, right?
Right.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, what's crazy is like for Norman Reedus to be such a fan theory. Like when this trailer dropped, you would have thought there was a teaser somewhere. As hard as they're pushing for this, like literally, there's so many fan pages and supposedly reporting pages of news and leaks that like they're literally just saying Norman Reedus is Knoll, and I'm like, where are you getting this?
No, this is all
Since we're out on the subject of like Game of Thrones actors being pulled into live action superhero movies, I was like, we got Otto Hightower, we got Jon Snow, we have all those guys in the MCU and the Sonyverse right now. Why not cast what is his name? He is Prince Aemon Targaryen.
The one with the patch.
Yeah, the one that's riding Vagar.
That would be a good Knoll.
He would be Knoll.
Dude, that would be he naturally from Game of Thrones, or not Game of Thrones, but House of the Dragon, like literally looks halfway like Knoll already. So
yeah, he really does. It's just like you just put him in the same wig and just give him Knoll's like full armor, so they rock out. And he plays a damn good bad guy. So
Yeah, so like after I watched House of the Dragon, y'all got me to finally watch it, and I fell in love with it just like I did Game of Thrones. Literally, I was like, man, I want to see this guy as more villains and some other stuff. Like
Mm,
that guy plays a great villain.
he
yeah.
Like
really does.
I've never, there's not very many people like where I'm just enjoying the story, however the villain plays out, to where like every episode I'm like, God, I'm ready for him to die. God, I'm ready for him to die. Two people
Kill
who's
this
made me
man
feel,
already.
two
Finish
people
him.
that have made me feel like that the most is him, and then U.S. Agent and Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Man.
Yeah, Wyatt Russell. That guy makes me hate his character just as much too, and I'm like, God, I wish he would die. Oh man, but next on our Kenpachi, heard they're supposed to bring the Venom universe into the MCU when the movie is over. So then maybe they are bringing all them Sony villains into the MCU to get a Sinister Six then, and I'm I would be okay with that
Is
because
that going to
then
be like a phase 0 type thing that they're going to do then? Because like I just don't see the timeline working.
I don't know. Here's another thing. If they're going to bring the Venom universe into there, does that mean that we may get more of a comic accurate thing where Tom Holland gets his black suit in Secret Wars, which is how he got his black suit in the original Secret Wars back in the 80s, I believe. That's when he got his black suit from the symbiote, was actually in the Secret Wars comic line. So that would be kind of cool if they do like a fan nod and give us that very accurate thing from the comics, but and it being on film like that.
True that. True that.
I don't know. There's so many different routes they can go, and there's honestly no telling. Like if they ever fully just let Sony stuff cross over to the MCU, we can probably breathe a lot easier because then we know we'll have the overseeing of Papa Feige, watching over and giving this say so, and then we could probably start appreciating Sony's live action stuff more.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
only time will tell. This comes out on October 25th. So
Yeah,
just about like a little bit over a month away
yeah.
for us to really just know what we're getting into.
But what I'm super excited about for tomorrow is Agatha dropping 2 episodes on the premiere. They're
Yes.
dropping 2 episodes on the finale. The last week in October. Oh man, I'm so pumped for this. Like, there's so many things I want to see happen. There's so many questions I have. The horror aspect looks great. Uh, so much of this is one of those. I think this is one of those underrated things that I hope is gonna like surprise everybody and
Yeah.
be a huge favorite. Because Agatha was just kind of a side character. I mean, she was a main but side character in WandaVision, and for her to be getting her own show like this and the route that it's going, the horror aspect. Catherine Hahn's phenomenal. That woman's is golden as far as I'm concerned.
I don't know. I think that Aubrey Plaza,
Oh
Oh yeah.
yeah,
You know why I'm
holy
watching
cow.
it. You know why I'm watching this show.
yeah. I mean, I didn't say I'm okay with Agatha's character possibly dying at the end, as long as Aubrey Plaza keeps continuing to live and on in the MCU. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's so many things. Like I still want to know. So one big thing with me is the only character that's being kept as a secret is Joe Locke's character, and he's being labeled as teen in quotations. While everybody else has their names, everybody else's characters are told. They're keeping his secret. The big thing is is he Wiccan?
Yeah.
Some version of Wiccan, or from even. I don't know. There's so many theories out there, but Wiccan is the big popular one. I would like to see him as Wiccan, but then
Mhm.
if that is Wiccan, they would have to bring in his brother Speed. You can't just bring in Wiccan without Speed. So we see how they may possibly through this series bring in Wiccan if that's the case. But what would y'all think would be a good route if that is who that is? What would be a good route for y'all to bring in Speed? Because obviously they couldn't do it in the series. We don't think they're going to do it in the series at all. Uh, you have any suggestions or theories that you think that would work? Because I don't think they need to bring in one without the other. They're brothers. I mean, you have to.
I mean, though, like, kind of like how Pietro appeared in WandaVision, right? Like,
Mhm.
it was all of a sudden there. Like, what if that's how we get Wanda Maximoff?
But that wasn't Pietro. That's the thing. He was
Well, yeah,
It's
that was
two.
Agatha putting memories of Pietro into this random guy's body, and it was to mess with Wanda psychologically because he looked different, but had Pietro's powers and memory when he
mm,
actually was just a FBI witness protection guy that actually had no connection at all. Pietro.
But wasn't that the same Quicksilver that played
In the
Quicksilver?
Fox universe, yes.
Yeah.
So that's what messed with all of us fans because we're like, oh, we got a multiversal Pietro, from another universe, and come to find out we didn't. Why Marvel chose him, I don't know. Like Evan Peters, like I don't know why they chose him, but come to find out, it was Wanda or not Wanda, is Agatha just using him to mess with her with Pietro's memories in it. So
I remember that he had a different name on like his mail or whatever because I just rewatched
Ralph
all of
Boner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that. Ralph Boner.
That's
funny.
It was just really strange. I don't know if we'll ever get an answer, and maybe that was Marvel trying something out and it didn't play out like they wanted it to, so they just kind of dropped and left it alone. I don't know if we'll ever find out why they chose Evan Peters for that. Kimpachi says, I think we'll see his brother in Vision Quest. Just my thoughts on it. That would make sense. Yeah, I like that. We're getting in, Wiccan from Agatha. Then we know they're working on this Vision Quest or this Vision series, so forth. So that would make sense. I mean, it'd be a good balance, and it would make sense. I'm really curious though if this is Wiccan. Is this him from another universe that somehow got over here, but his memories are wiped somehow, or he's under a spell until at the end he regains his memory and powers, or is this some weird thing that Wanda didn't realize she created that's real now and living in the 616 that before she supposedly died, if she died, he actually is a physical being that she created from nothing that's existing, and she just didn't know that. I don't know.
No, I mean, like we saw it in the Doctor Strange Madness, the
Multiverse
of
Madness.
Yeah, thank you. But in that, like, we got to see like that she had seen like her sons and like all of the other universes. So I don't think that they just threw Pietro in there like as like a one-off. I think that that it was hinting at something. We just don't know really what that is yet at that time. So I just kind of want to see like how they get there, because like I don't think that like it was like a random casting choice,
Right. Yeah, AD says he thinks Marvel chose the Fox Quicksilver because it kind of all hinted to a multiverse stuff we're getting now. Maybe it was just to tease us, and it wasn't meant to be any Quicksilver there, but it was just mentally to prepare us for that. That makes sense. It's kind of weird why they would do it like that, but that wouldn't be the only thing that kind of makes sense if you were trying to make sense of it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm ready for it though. I'm super ready. Like, yeah, this honestly, the month of October is going to be a great month on giving us. The end of September to October is going to be a great month on giving us stuff to watch and to recollect on and talk about.
Yeah, 100%.
So next, so Disney announced that we are getting a Hits and Heroes live streaming channel along with 3 other like live streaming channels. So there's not a whole lot of details on this, but it's going to be like 4 channels that's on Disney Plus that are constantly live going 24/7. And then Marvel and Star Wars is going to be a part of it on one channel. And then I forgot what the other channels are going to be. I think
I got you.
Okay. Awesome.
So the Star Wars and the Marvel is actually going to be for the Hits and the Heroes. So that's going to be the live stream for that. So there's going to also be the second one is going to be along with real life, and that's just going to be for documentaries, kind of like thing. And then you have Hollow Stream, exactly what it sounds like. It's a Halloween stream.
Nice.
And then Throwbacks is their last live content one, and that'll just be your nostalgia content. And then they're expecting this actually to come out pretty soon in the fall of 2024. So,
oh wow,
I mean, like theoretically, we should be getting this soon, especially with they having a Hollow Stream.
Yeah. You think they would at least no later drop it than the first week in October? Then.
Yeah. At least that one. At least, yeah.
Yeah. Even if they don't drop them all, if they drop them in different orders, that would definitely need to be the first priority.
Nice.
No, I'm excited to just kind of have something, because I like to have TV on when I go to sleep. So to be able to go to like, oh well, Disney now has this thing, and oh, what's happening on this Discovery Channel? Well, it's gonna be a Disney like documentary, so it's gonna be some National Geographic. talking you to sleep as you just go to sleep listening about whales or something.
ASMR.
Yeah, I mean, then out of nowhere, you hear Dory's trying to speak well.
Yeah.
Whoa. Drew Tracy says live streaming Kingdom Hearts gameplay. Is that going to be on? Is it what he's hoping for is on there?
I think that's a hope. That was a fingers crossed.
Nice. That's what I thought.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Huh.
But
That
I don't think that they would. I think that they
Right.
would just leave that kind of for like Twitch,
Hmm.
kind of thing. Maybe if like Disney Plus were to have their own Twitch, and then they would have
Yeah.
like specific YouTube or not YouTubers but gamers,
That work for
playing it.
them.
Yeah.
That would actually be
that would be pretty
kind of
neat.
sick. Actually, yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, hire us.
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
right.
hire us. We'll
Not well. When it comes to gameplay, don't hire me, but I will support y'all. Hire Deontay or Tay. Like, yeah, I'm on the
If it's
bottom.
gonna
I'm on the
behind it,
bottom of the
yeah.
totem pole when it comes to gameplay on experience.
I'm an OG Kingdom Hearts player. Who better? Who better?
Oh man! So also next on the list, Marvel has hired a writer for the MCU X-Men reboot, Michael Leslie, and he spoke and apparently has no intention of writing in like the first initial movie reboot for the X-Men, of having Wolverine's character in it, and everybody's wondering if it's because they're they still are struggling on finding a replacement character, or is Hugh really going to do it till he's 90? That comment was kind of made. And there's so many
Deadpool
fan
Wolverine,
theories.
yeah.
Yeah, there's so many theories out there. I don't know. Would y'all rather see a recast, or would you rather see Hugh come into this reboot as Wolverine?
Recast.
Yeah.
Would you like to see a Calverine?
Probably not. That's like a one-off TV show that would have viewers just tear that shit up. But movie theater wise, no, I'm good on.
Yeah. So hey Willie, in the comments real quick.
Hey.
Just like, hey, what's up? He's from DFPN, so the Smoke Pit.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, super great to have you here, man.
Yes,
so I mean, I would 100% go for a Wolverine recast. But for this, like what I was reading was that Jubilee and Kitty Pryde are supposed to be like the main forefront of this, and it's kind of like a possibly Children of Adam. Now I know that Children of Adam don't have anything to do with those two characters, but there was an article that I had read that said that that's probably where they're going to go into this, and then possibly just change out who the Children of Adam are.
So I don't know if I would pick Jubilee. I mean, I can see I can see Kitty Pryde being a part of whatever, but Jubilee, I mean, don't get me wrong, like she's hot and heavy, in the X-Men 90s series.
Yeah.
But in like the first actual episode of X-Men X-Men in the 90s series was pretty much an origin story and is all about Jubilee. But I mean, do we really want that to be one of the main people just shooting fireworks out of our fingers? I don't know.
So I like Cameron's comment. He said that possibly like Laura to become the next Wolverine, because she does have like the adamantium in her. And
okay, all right, like just kind of give us a different spin.
no,
And
she
not
doesn't
even
have the adamantium in her yet. She's got the bone, right?
no, she's got adamantium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, she did, and then Logan she did. So
okay,
and Deadpool Wolverine. But
you see her running around with Kitty Pryde, Jubilee, and maybe possibly a Polaris introduction. That'd be like a good team up. Yeah. That's like currently happening right now in the Marvel comics too. It's just I forgot what team up that they called it specifically, but you get to see the younger X-Men at the forefront because the older ones are in some kind of trouble. So that would look cool live action. A lot of people would believe it.
Yeah, if we were to recast a Wolverine, I'm still stuck on this because I love the fan art and he's got the chops, I think, to act. But I would love to see Taron Egerton as a younger Wolverine. I don't know if y'all seen the fan art, and I didn't load it up. I should have, because it's one of my favorite fan arts of a theory to be Wolverine. But man, it looks so good. Looks so good, and we all have seen Taron Egerton in so many different roles. He's very versatile. So. Drew Tracy says Excalibur is possible with Kitty. Yeah, I think Kitty would be a good one. I do.
I mean, they would have to recast like pretty much the entire, like whoever they would grab anyway. So
yeah, you're right.
So if they did eventually like have Wolverine on there, like it wouldn't be so weird that it's like a different Wolverine, I feel,
Right.
because like everybody would be new
Mm.
at this point.
This is true. Cameron says X-Men 97 shows that what Jubilee could do full on. Yeah, it's true. We got to see more in X-Men 97 than we did at all in the 90s series. So, yeah, they could always alter and change some things too. I mean, they're known for doing that on film anyways. So,
yeah,
if they want to make it work, they could.
Yeah, and this is supposed to get start developing in early 2025, so we'll probably hear some more news about it by
for
then.
sure. Speaking of Wolverine, though, next on the list we got a Weapon X variant artwork actually that surfaced recently. This is artwork that actually was possibly going to be a Deadpool Wolverine variant of Wolverine, but we actually didn't get it. They decided not to go with it, but that'd been pretty cool to see that Weapon X version, which we get a Weapon X version in the Fox universe. But it'd been kind of cool to see
But without
their
the
take on
visor
it.
type. Yeah.
Yeah, he had the thing on his head, but it didn't have the visor. I think, didn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
had like the sides,
Yeah.
but no frontage, if you
Yep.
will. But
Fox
yeah.
always not giving us that comic accurate stuff.
Man, like, screw comic book fans.
I don't
Right.
know. Like, I'll have to send you guys the article that I saw because I saw a picture of what it looked like Hugh Jackman in the snow, and it probably was fan made, but with like the whole get up with the like thing on his waistband too.
Okay.
So it looked like it was real, but again, it could be fan made and it could be completely wrong.
We got a real quick scene in one of when like McAvoy was playing Professor X. Can't remember which one it was, but we got a quick scene of him running out in that with the band and that on his head out in the snow. So I bet it's a scene from that.
Oh, possibly.
Because like they're like, there's a beast inside that box, and then they open the door, and Hugh Jackman real quick steps out and he takes off running in the snow, and that's the only scene you get of him in that whole movie.
And he was shirtless.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, then yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking of. So I completely thought it was Deadpool and Wolverine just because the man doesn't age. He is an anomaly.
Yeah,
this is true.
But the good news of people that haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine, it is coming out on Disney Plus on October 1st.
Bingo. Get ready. Change those settings to adult.
I think I'm going to try to hurry up and see it one more time in theaters before it comes out, which would make my 5th showing of it.
Damn.
But oh my god, I can't get enough of it. I love it.
I still haven't seen it for a second time too, so I'm just like, damn, I'm hurt. Actually, I have seen it for a second time, so 2 times good.
Speaking of Deadpool, Randal Reeder, actually, we had a special episode dropped last Saturday. If you haven't seen it or at all, like, we're going to show you a little clip. But oh my god, such a fun interview. Sit there, and such a great guy to talk to, so wholesome, from Texas. But hang on, let's drop this clip real quick.
What is the quote that you live by?
I don't know that I do. I do love quotes. In fact, I have my own quote. What I used to live by was safety third. So
okay.
It got me in all kinds of trouble, and I pretty much permanently limp because of it.
But man, it's a whole.
I'm so not expecting that answer.
So it's a whole 55-minute episode, man. We talk about everything, his whole entire career, between wrestling, acting, Texas, plumbing, a whole bunch of things. What he's filming now, moments with him filming in all 3 Deadpool movies. For any of you who don't know, he played Buck in all 3 Deadpool movies. He got really nailed on the no speaking lines. That's the big joke with him after the first Deadpool, which is hilarious.
Oh my god, that was great.
But man, he's such a great guy. Like, it was so great to have him on. Yeah. And if his socials is pretty active too, like, he's hot and heavy on socials, what he's doing daily. He's filming a new movie called Ophidian. He is in Florida, like, riding motorcycles and has a whole bunch of guns and killing prehistoric giant snake.
Yeah.
It's different. He's got a golden gun.
Yeah, right.
Those things are one shot in 007. So.
So Drew Tracy said he would be excited to rewatch it. I'm assuming the Deadpool and Wolverine daily for a minute. So
Oh,
right there
yes.
with you, like
Yes.
completely like ready for that to be a thing.
I am ready, baby girl. Like, yeah, like I'm ready.
So the last thing that I want to talk about for the Marvel news is, did you guys know that Jonathan Majors came back out of his ordeal?
Mhm.
He had his first Comic-Con like signing appearance.
Yep.
And that was on
Past
September
weekend.
14th and 15th.
Mhm.
So Saturday and Sunday. It was in Pennsylvania for Monster Fest. Um, so he was, there doing the things. He sold his autographs and photo ops. Do you guys know how much he did that for?
Yeah. Like everybody's talking about on the internet, like how crazy high it was.
Yeah.
He was selling his autographs for $140 a piece.
Yep.
And he was the highest autograph person there. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be straight honest with you. Like I've gotten some autographs from very large actors who's been acting for 40 plus years, and I've never paid $140 for an autograph. Like I know Mark Hamill, his autographs are pretty up there, but I don't have that man's autograph. So, but other than Mark Hamill, I've never heard of another person's autograph being that high. Like
Yeah.
it's wild. I think the highest autograph I've ever paid for was Anthony Daniels, C3PO. Yeah, and he gave me an autograph. What was it? Autographed a picture, and I bought his book, and he autographed inside the book for $100. But typically, you get autographs from like $60 to $80 range. Typically, 140, and like
Just the autograph, and then the
for a
photo
man,
op was
yeah,
160.
yeah, and for a man that's trying to kind of come back from something that was pretty bad and kind of hurt his career. I don't know if coming out, on your first con appearance and marking those autographs up that high is a good step.
He needs to make back that Marvel money, though.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all we got this week on Marvel.